Good morning, good morning. Good morning to these YouTube streets. Good morning, good morning. Shout out to the chat. This is your home girl, uh, Barbosa, 914, Westchester County, New York, doing another live video, coming to you live on my stage, on my channel. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Habari za hasaburi. Twendi zetu kuja na mimi kula chakula miji baridi kuvuta kiti kachini kumpumzika. Unakaribishwa hapa kila wakati. Marafiki yangu. Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Yo, I want to know how people in this sector actually feel about the United States, Israel, and Argentina telling the whole world that they don't believe that slavery was a crime against humanity. I want to know how people in this sector feel. See, people can get on their stage and talk bullshit all night, all day, whole panels talking about absolutely nothing. And we got stuff going on in this world. We got actual people that are telling you that they are your enemy because of the color of your skin. I want to know how people feel about that. I want to know how people feel about United States, where I live and a lot of you live. United States said that slavery was not a crime. What was slavery? It was a business to them, but it's a crime to us. Unfortunately for us, we had other countries siding with us. In Israel, I'm going to tell you something about Israel. I have never liked Jewish people. I always knew, even when I was a child, how evil those people really were. See, the Jews, and I'm going to talk about all of them right now because all of them are sitting in the same boat. I don't care if they're Zionists. I don't care if they live in New York. I don't care if they are in Israel, the state of Israel right now. Jews, the so-called chosen people of God, they are not the chosen ones. I'm going to tell you who the Jews were. The Jews was just simply a group of cave-dwelling people who exited the caves of Europe first. Let's say that again. Who the Jews are, the so-called Jews, the so-called children of God, because they were not chosen. They just came out of the caves first. They left from out of the caves of Europe first. They were the first to venture into the light. They were not chosen, not at all. And I don't know how they created their own religion because they didn't really create anything. All religions belong to the original people of the world, of the earth, of the universe. And that's only black people. That's only us. We got the melanin in our skin. When you die and they break open your bones, there's melanin in the bones. Shout out to the chat. Good morning, Just Jay. Yeah, I heard about that, Just Jay. I heard about that. Yeah, but we know that's not true. Some, I'm not gonna say all people that came from Africa were slaves. Some were indentured servants. Some, not all. But then as time passed, they changed the laws. where the color of our skin enslaved us, it caged us. These motherfuckers did medical experiments on us. They took the black woman, a pregnant black woman, tied her to a post, whipped her to death, and cut the baby out of her belly and would stomp on the born child that they tore from the mother's body. They used to do this in front of other slaves. No matter how much they try to rewrite history, the truth will always prevail. And I want to know how other people in this sector feel about that. Because I noticed that they're not going to, people in this sector, especially African Americans, Black Americans, our community, they are very silent when it comes to this type of talk. They're very silent. But when it's time to jump on somebody or time to dock somebody or talk shit about somebody all day long and have a 10-hour panel talking about absolutely nothing, talking about another YouTube creator, a stranger you don't fucking know, they need to be talking about the laws that they're getting ready to change. That's what they need to be talking about. They need to be talking about how those executive orders that President Trump has signed is going to affect us in the very near future. They're not doing that. People in the sector are cowards. Not all of them, some of them. Some people in the sector do talk about stuff like this, but others do not. Others do not. Queen Regina just recently posted something on her community wall, whatever, talking about Black women need to speak up for themselves because the medical industry is not doing anything to help Black women or Black people in general about their physical health, their mental health. They're not there to build you up. They're there basically to finish off what slavery didn't do and what Jim Crow didn't do. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. So I start frowning when people say, well, people need to go to rehab, people need to check into a hospital, people need to talk to a therapist. We're going to the same people that said that we weren't human. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. We got people in the sector who are Bible thumpers. They don't talk about anything but the Bible. I've been seeing a lot of videos lately where they are depicting Jesus Christ as being a white man. And I'm telling Black people, my brothers and sisters, to stop becoming Christians. Don't even think about picking up a fucking Bible, because that's the same mass weapon of destruction that they used during slavery. For 300 years, they wanted us to become Christian. Now, after Jim Crow is gone and a new system, a new wave of racial discrimination has swooned in, we see Black people going to church, packing out churches every Sunday. The same money they give to the fucking church, they can continue to put that in their pocket. Fuck that. Fuck the church. Fuck supporting the church. The church don't support you. The church is here to destroy you. I've been told people about this. I did a video a couple of months ago talking about the evils of the church. Shout out to Purple Heart Podcast. Yeah, Just Jay. These people are be tripping, man. But nobody in this sector is talking about that. They're not talking about that. They want to talk about each other. They want to dox each other. And we got motherfuckers in real life trying to dox our whole existence. What is it going to be like in the next 20 years? In the next 20 years, I hope not to be here. I don't know about the rest of you. In the next 20 years, I hope not to fucking be here. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Seriously. Seriously. In the next 20 years. Because that's how long it's going to take for them to actually implant everything they want to implant. 20 years. I give them 15. I give them 15. By the time I actually truly retire from working or doing anything, work-wise, work-related, these things will already be in place. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah. But I see nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. But when it comes to talking about Lonnie, everybody can do that. When people want to talk about just Jay, everybody is in the fucking chat. When it's all about some bullshit and tonteria, people want to be actually there. They want to be actually there. We got people in this sector that are race traders. We got people in this sector that are race traders. They sleep with the opposition and then they bring them over here into our spaces. They bring these white racist YouTube creators in our spaces. I thought the white YouTube creators were coming on their own back in the day. No, we got some coons, we got some Sambos, we got some real sellouts that are telling them, go to this channel, go to that channel. Try to palm bomb this one, try to get that one. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of that going on in the sector. So we got a lot of race traders in this sector. We got a lot of plants in this sector. We got a lot of police informants in this sector. We got a lot of people that love to call 911 in this sector. We got a lot of people that like to go out into the world and make up fake RICO charges in this sector. We got people who are pocket watching other YouTube creators and they get mad at those YouTube creators for getting the money that they earned. Because if you're sitting there and you're doing a show for an hour, 2 hours, 10 hours, and you're monetized, you should be getting something from your supporters. And a lot of those YouTube creators don't have to ask nobody to do anything for them. Their supporters already know, okay, this person is monetized or this person is not monetized. Let me help this person out. Let me do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? We got a lot of pocket watchers, a lot of haters in this sector. But nobody is talking about the real deal, stuff that's really going to be affecting us in the very near future. Nobody is talking about it. You got to go to other sectors of the YouTubes to even hear about anything like that. You got to go over there to the Pan-Africanists. You got to go over there to those that establish FBA YouTube channels. And some of them people, believe it or not, they sound real angry and frustrated. And sometimes they take their anger out on the wrong people. What's up, Uncle L? Good morning. Yeah, good morning, Uncle L. Yeah, shout out to you, Just Jay, for saying what you just said. Just Jay said it just perfect. She said it perfect. Look at what Just Jay just said. And she's absolutely correct about that. She's correct. Because I don't know if anybody knows anything real deep about their family history, but in my family, my great grandmother on my father's side, my grandmother's mother, Native American. She went to the schools. She went to the residential boarding schools. They took my great grandmother out of her own home that she shared with her parents and her siblings. They took the siblings too, and they put them in a residential boarding school. They were trying to re-indoctrinate these people. They even got it on paper. Like if you look at some of your grandparents' paperwork or their birth certificates, it will say on the birth certificate, colored. They reclassified a lot of our people. So we're running around here. Some of us are calling ourselves African American. Some of us are calling ourselves Native American. Some of us are saying, well, we just plain American. But shout out to the chat. America don't see you like that. Hey, good morning, Miss Eve. Shout out to you. Yeah, I just want to know what people think about what the United States, Israel, and Argentina just told the whole world. The whole world knows the whole truth, but the United States is trying to rewrite history. They're trying to say that the people that came from Africa on the slave ships were not slaves, they were indentured servants. Now we know that's a damn lie. Some of them were, okay? We're going to give them that. Some of them were, but not all of them. And then after a few years, they decided to criminalize you for having black skin. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. And that's real. That's real. That's something that nobody is really talking about. The only ones that are talking about it, the only ones that are talking about it is the ones who have YouTube channels, and FBA is what they represent. We're all FBAs. We're all FBAs. Because I can point to all my ancestors that were slaves in this country. I can point to every last family member. I can go to their birthday. How many of them FBA people that actually run those channels know their whole family history? A lot of them don't. A lot of them don't know anything. We got a lot of Pan-Africanists. They're telling us to go back to Africa and on. A lot of us don't want to go to Africa because a lot of us ain't from Africa. It's a racial mixtures going on in people's veins. A lot of people got Native American heritage in them. A lot of people got African heritage in them. And people got to remember that black people didn't just come from Africa. We come from all over the world because we were here first. That's what people don't seem to understand. We were here first. The black man, the black woman, the black child is the original people. We were here first. We were created first. We birthed everyone else. that's on earth. So when I hear my brothers and sisters that are poor righteous teachers say who the black man is and who the black woman is, they said the black man is the cream of the earth. He is the maker. He is the God of the earth, of the universe. He is the first man. He is the aboriginal man, the black Asiatic man, period. Who is the black woman? The black woman is goddess of the universe, queen mother of the earth, mother of all civilization. We were here first. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, 360 degrees. What part of that do people not understand? When you want to see the face of God, look in the fucking mirror. Don't look in the Bible. Don't look in the Quran. Don't look in the Torah. Look in the fucking mirror. That's who God is. Arm, leg, arm, head. 360 degrees. Every degree is 72 degrees. Shout out to the poor righteous teachers. Nobody wants to talk about it. This is an open panel. Nobody wants to talk about that. You know why people don't want to talk about it? Because it's not about the fuck shit. That's why people don't want to talk about it. A lot of people don't want to talk about certain things because they say, well, that's not the Christian way. Fuck being a Christian. Fuck being a Christian. Fuck the church. And fuck that fucking Bible. Because what it did, it kept our people as slaves in this fucking country. Physically, mentally, spiritually. These people don't even know their own original names. They don't know who they really fucking are. They actually believe that God looked like a fucking European, a cave dweller. That's a goddamn lie. There's been a few homes that I've been in where I could actually see a picture of Elijah Muhammad sitting on somebody's wall, or a picture of Malcolm X sitting on somebody's wall, or a picture of Father Allah sitting on someone's wall, a picture of Muhammad Ali sitting on somebody's wall. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. And let's be real, let's be honest. There would be no Father Allah, no Malcolm X, no Muhammad Ali, no Louis Farrakhan if it wasn't for Elijah Muhammad. There would be none of them. You wouldn't even know the truth about yourself if Elijah didn't have those men. There's a lot of stuff people don't know. They're trying to keep it secret from you because they know who you are. They know who you are. And they trying to keep it secret from you. And you're so dumb and stupid and naive to actually think that these people have something good for you, good intentions for you. If that's the truth, why is the prisons so filled with our people? I was just there a few years ago. I was just there in someone's prison a few years ago. My name wasn't Arabia Barbosa at the time. They had changed the name to 221644. That was my name for 6 years, 7 months, almost 7 years. But I'm not going to get up here and talk negatively about the penitentiary because there was a lot of good things I learned in there. There's a lot of things that I learned in the penitentiary that I still incorporate in my life today. What's up, Not Worth It? A lot of people can't say that. A lot of people can't say what I'm saying because they haven't been anywhere. And then we got a lot of people in the sector that do got jackets, that do got criminal histories and backgrounds, but they're too ashamed to actually say, oh yeah, I've been locked up before. Oh yeah, I was on the plantation before. Because if you really look at your neighborhoods, the neighborhoods that you live in, and you look at how they run the stores and how certain things are priced, come on now. Tell me that don't remind you of something. When you go into a store, okay, let's say that you're buying a box of spaghetti. A certain store, certain boxes of spaghetti are between $1.25 and $3. In certain neighborhoods that we live in, you go into the store, you will always see the higher priced items. That is set there for a reason. People don't know their history because they don't know that during slavery and even after slavery, there were certain stores that hijacked the prices of certain food items and certain other things higher for blacks than they did for the white people. A lot of you don't know there was a general store, a store called a commissary in your neighborhood. Your grandparents don't teach you nothing. When you go to the penitentiary or you go to the county jail or to the city jail, they got this thing called the commissary where you can buy certain things from the prison store. That's the same thing they called it during slavery and Jim Crow. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? When I went to prison, and let's say I was going to the store for something, I said, well, I got to go to the store. And people say they would call it either the canteen or the commissary. When people sent money to your books, it had something on there about the commissary. This is their commissary account. And then it would have your name and it would have your SCDC number. A lot of people they don't talk in deep details. When they do talk about their prison experience, they don't talk the deep details. They don't talk about what they saw or what they read. They don't talk about anything like that. I'm the only one in this sector that will talk like this. The only one. And I'm a woman. I'm a bitch. We got men in this sector that will not tell you what they call the store when you go to prison. They don't tell you what it's called. And the same name that they call it when you get locked up is the same name they called it during slavery and during Jim Crow. And a lot of them don't know nothing about that because they don't know anything about their fucking history. They don't do any research. They don't do any reading. They don't do any looking around. They don't give a fuck because their parents never explained nothing to them. My parents lived through Jim Crow. My mother lived through Jim Crow. My father lived through Jim Crow. So when I met them at 30 years old, that's when they told me about their experiences dealing with Jim Crow, dealing with seeing the signs up. My grandparents said what they said. You know what I mean? My aunts, my uncles, they said what they said. My cousins that are much older than myself, they remember. They're able to relate these stories to me. They're able to relate it to me. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah, but I just wanted to know what people were thinking about the United States, Israel, and Argentina, telling the whole world what happened to black people in this country, what happened to the Native American people in this country was not a crime. It was not a crime against humanity because they don't see us as being human and they don't want to pay the reparation money. They don't want to give us our rightful territory because this whole shit, this whole United States belongs to us. Everything in Africa belongs to us. Everything in Europe belongs to us. Everything in the Middle East belongs to us. Everything in Asia, all of Asia, the South Pacific, all of it belongs to us. Why? Because we are the original people. We were here before any other race of people, before any ethnic group. And that's just the truth of it. So nobody want to hit the link. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close out this video. And then because I'm off today, I'm going to see how many of you going to be in a chat where they're going to be talking about another YouTube creator or they're going to be talking about some bullshit. Nobody ever hits on these fucking subjects. Every now and then, Moonlight will hit on this subject. Shout out to Moonlight. Shout out to Moonlight. Because Moonlight does hit on these subjects. Sister T, shout out to Sister T. Sister T hits on these subjects. Nobody else in this whole sector, this whole fucking sector, two women in this whole fucking sector carries the weight of all these other YouTube creators. Just Jay, she does certain content that you can learn from. Mrs. V. Shea, she talks like she's conducting a mental health group. Her videos are very good, but when she does her videos, I actually feel like I'm sitting in a group somewhere getting some kind of therapy, which is not a bad thing because she got good subjects. Talking about hobbies and relationships, love relationships. What you think about this? What you think? She's trying to get people to have a conversation. And a lot of people are too shy and they're too afraid to even tippity type their responses. Ain't too many others. We got Foxy Brown. She does her cooking videos. She don't do her cooking videos as much anymore. Vince the Sniper, he's getting ready to come back to the YouTube streets. He was on King Mafia Anthony's panel yesterday. Shout out to Vince the Sniper. I like Vince because he can hit on any subject. He's very intelligent. Young man, intelligent man. Now, I don't want to throw Sis up under the bus. Sis do have some good subjects, but not all the time. Not all the time. Sometimes he will hit on educational subjects, but it's not all the time. It's a hit and miss with him. You got Lonnie One Love. Everybody talk shit about her, but every now and then she'll do a video and she'll teach you something. A lot of people don't know this. They don't know anything about that woman. They only see one thing. I see all angles of Lonnie. So shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. And I'm out of here. Y'all have an awesome day. Go sit in someone else's chat where they talking a bunch of bullshit. Entertain yourself with that. But you're never gonna you sit in someone's chat that don't even give a fuck about you. They don't even give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about your future. They don't give a damn about where this country is going. They want to stay in the fuck shit all the time. That's why we can't never get nowhere. So we got a lot of coons and sambos running certain YouTube channels. That's what we got. Ain't nobody over here a leader. Most of the women can lead. The women do a better job than the men 10 times down. There's only a few men in this sector can actually say they can hold a following. The rest of them, I'm not so sure. I'm out. Y'all have a good one.